We record your questions. So there are some new faces, huh?
Yes.
They don't know what to expect, huh? What? I have a cup.
Okay.
See, I said not organized, huh? Huh? Ah, not organized, huh? The group gets smaller and smaller. So next time I don't need to come. Huh? They're all working. Yeah. They're working for their life, huh? So how are you?
Fine.
Fine?
Yes.
Better? Huh? Should be.
I see a lot of obstacles. Stop.
And you? How's your practice? Huh? Trying. Yeah, she asked what? Trying. What brings you here? I think I haven't seen your faces before.
Yes, first time.
It's the first time. Where do you come? Why are we born? Huh? Isn't that an interesting question? Because when we are born, we have to die. Yeah? And when we die, we are born again. Huh? So why are we born? This life. To wake up, to eat something, to do something, to eat something, to do something, to eat and to sleep. And that every day, since we are baby. Baby sleeps a lot, yeah? And do very little, but they train the body. Yeah? If you have children, you know it. Huh? For 15 years they train the body. Yeah? First they learn how to digest, then they learn how to walk, then they learn how to talk, and then we go to school, 1 year, 10 years, 15 years, until we finish educating this body. Yeah? And then we use it, yeah? And the older ones of us know, you can use it for 20 years, it's fine, and then it starts to decay. Then this hurts, that breaks down, this breaks down. And that is called life. Hmm? And then when we are old, what do? We think about our, what are they called? Our granddaughters, grandchildren, yeah? And see them, it's so nice, we want to be born again, yeah? Or we think about our youth, when we were 20. We don't think when we were 5 or 6. When we were 20, we had so much energy, and so much fun, We don't think when we were in school, learning all these unnecessary things that we learn, How necessary was it what we learned? What is important in this life, is our experience. The experience teaches much more. The experience, when we put our hand into hot water, it means, hot, we burn ourselves. That's the experience. Nobody can teach you that at school. We have to learn it. We have to get burned, and through the burning process we learn. It doesn't matter if we are burned, by hot water, or burned by our loved ones, or burned by work, it doesn't matter what we get burned. But that's how we learn, through experience. And the older we are, the more experience we have. But that once we die, we have to get up all. Learn it again. So the question is, what is the purpose of our life? Why are we born? The simple answer is to that, we are born to die. Very simple answer. The important thing is, what are we doing in the process while we are alive? Are we wasting our time? You're a Buddhist, or at least, you're interested in Buddhism. So a hamster wheel. Last time I told you, did you look? Did you look in a zoo shop, where they sell these little animals, how they run. And they think they go anywhere. And we, from outside, we see they don't go anywhere. But they work very hard, And now think about yourself, being in this hamster wheel. You think you're going somewhere, but just like the Lord Buddha said, you turn around and turn around and turn around. Not going anywhere. Just being stuck in this hamster wheel. The Lord Buddha called it samsara. And I call it hamster wheel because, we see it. It's much more clearer for us, when we look at that, than samsara. Samsara is just a word, But hamster wheel, everybody can imagine what it is, So the important thing for us, is really to think about our life, no matter how old we are. It's never too late to start practicing, as long as, we have a breath, going in and going out. No matter if we are young or if we are old, as long as we can breathe, we are still alive, we can practice. And, you probably heard that there are quite a few realms of existence, and only the human realm is the perfect place to practice. The heavenly realm, if you are too good, if you feel too good, we don't practice. Just look around people, who around you, who are satisfied with their life, they don't start to practice. And people who are in a complete misery, they don't have the time to practice. They have to make ends meet. They have to find, food, food and sleep and shelter and so on. They don't have time to practice. But we, the ones who are in the middle, we have the time to practice. So if you go into the lower realms, like you saw the monkeys there, they don't practice. In the animal realm, they have no time to practice. In the ghost realm, they don't practice because they look at us and say, oh, I want to be a human being. That's a ghost realm. Or the hungry ghosts, they're even worse. And then the demons, and then the people in the hell realm. So it's only the human realm, and that's what the Lord Buddha said. The human realm is the jumping board to find a way out. And if you're Buddhist, and if you trust in the Buddha's teaching, that is your chance. no matter how old or how young you are, to jump out, to find the door of the hamster wheel and get out. That should be the purpose of our life. It's so hard to get a human life. Yeah? Think about all these 31 realms of existences. And there's only one realm, where we can jump out. To become a human being is not easy. The Lord Buddha said it is very difficult to gain human birth. Yeah, come in. Where's Ya?
She's coming.
Yeah? Try to find a chair. She needs a chair. No, she can sit on the floor. Huh? Now get her cushion. A cushion? Michelle, you don't go here. You go here. You're out of my sight, that's okay. Get another one, there's somebody else coming. Now, put it next to her. Yeah, there's enough space there. It is much better if you sit closer together. Then I don't have to strain my voice.
We have the video.
Huh?
In the video, we can listen
Yeah.
more properly to answer question.
They come from Thailand. I didn't bring them here. They came by themselves.
No, we brought them.
Oh. You picked them up from the airport. They live at the moment they live at the monastery where I am. It's a very nice place, yeah? It's much better suitable for practice than this place. There's no distraction. All what you have to do is practice. That gets boring, yeah? So, the Lord Buddha said, it is very difficult to find a human life. Most of the people, it's also the Lord Buddha, most of the people don't even have a chance. The human beings. 70% come from hell and are a human being and go to hell. 30%, and that includes you, yeah, have a chance. Yeah? To either, go up to heaven or to go out. Yeah? They are called the nayas. Yeah? They sway, Today I practice, tomorrow, it's too difficult. I don't practice. So they go back. Yeah? The day after, I should practice, they practice a little bit, yeah? And then they always sway from one side to the other. That's what they are called the nayas. Yeah? The ones, who take up the practice and then forget about the practice, take up the practice. But at least they have a chance. Yeah? But the ones, who can get out, are the ones who are running, not looking left, not looking right, just going the path of practice. That are the ones that get out. But first of all, we have to be convinced that the path out is a good path. isn't it? Do you like to be oppressed?
I just begin meditation is June.
Huh?
Past a few months.
A few months, yeah? And then you come to this strict Ajahn, yeah? Have you ever listened to a talk from Ajahn Martin? Huh? In YouTube? Yeah. Don't hide. I need to keep a close eye on you. Yeah? Just like I said, I asked you the question, you should ask yourself, what is the purpose of your life? Yeah? Waking up, eating, doing something, sleeping, waking up again. Is that the purpose? Is it so much fun? How much money do you have to earn to sustain this body? And is it fun to work? Huh? To go to work every day? Huh? Is that fun? We do it because everybody around does it, yeah? Huh? We don't have any choice, do we? We are hungry, so we need to feed this body. That's why we have to work. Yeah? But is that what we really want? Is that what we aspire to? Are we happy? Huh? Are we happy? Yeah? It is our right to be happy. Yeah? But there's somebody, yeah? When you start meditating, today is the first day, yeah? When you start meditating, yeah, and you close your eyes and you sit, then you hear a voice that tells you, this is good, this is not good, this I need to do, this I don't need to do, this I have to get more, this I don't have to get more, yeah? This is the voice of the kilesas. That is the one who oppresses you, yeah? And you follow him. Yes, my Lord, you're right, I don't like this person. But who hears this voice? Huh? Somebody hears this voice. Huh? If your neighbor talks to you, you know that's not you. Or if somebody sits in your ears, who hears that voice? Isn't that an interesting question? We hear it, yeah? We hear or we see our thoughts. But who is it, the one who sees it? Who is the one who hears that? We are so used to it because it is there all the time that we never question. The Lord Buddha said, all these things that we can see or can hear are anatta, are not me, not mine, not myself, don't belong to us. You see the trees out there, you see other people, and you never think it is you. Yeah? But the moment you look at your hand, you say, it's my hand. You look at your thoughts and you think it's your thoughts. They just happen to appear, just like clouds. Yeah? They come and then they go. And you didn't invite them. Most of the thoughts, we don't invite them. And if you really want to think about something, sometimes they don't even come. Yeah? So it's not us. How can they be us? Yeah? If you have clothes, yeah, you probably have a lot of clothes in your wardrobe. Yeah, you can look at them and you can pick up any and you can put them on. Yeah. But somebody puts all these clothes on for you. Yeah, and some of them you don't like and some of them you like. Yeah? So there is something. Yeah. within us, and that is called the principle of avijja, that is oppressing us, that forces us to do these things. And the goal of meditation, the goal of practicing, is to get rid of this power of avijja. Avijja has three main armies. They are called greed, hatred, and delusion. And these armies have lots of soldiers. They are called kilesas. And these soldiers are the ones who constantly talk into your ear. And these soldiers are constantly talking in your ear, yeah? And they're really not very friendly sometimes. I need this. I need that. I don't want this. I don't want that. My boss is very nasty. Yeah? Things like that. I need more money. I need more money. I need more money. Yeah? So they force us. Do you like to be a slave? If you have a spouse, or if you have a husband like this, you would kick him out like that. You wouldn't be able to bear him for 3 or 4 days, he's constantly demanding this and demanding that, yeah? Realize it, when you start, you're here for a few days, when you practice, yeah? When you do meditation. When we do meditation, we sit down. We close our eyes, we sit comfortable, yeah? Cross-legged or half lotus or full lotus, whatever we can do, yeah? We close our eyes and then we take up one meditation object. Be it the Buddha, mental repetition of the Buddha, or anapanasati, observing the breath, going in and going out at the tip of the nose. We don't follow the breath. And then you see all these thoughts are coming in. All these memories are coming in. Where are they coming from? We want to focus just on the Buddha. And why doesn't it work? All these thoughts, all these memories coming up. That's not us. Yeah? And there you see it, There you see the oppressing power of the kilesas. And they make us unhappy. Oh. They constantly want something. Yeah? Constantly want this or that. Yeah? And they constantly promise us something. If you get this, you will be happy. If you get that, you will be happy. If you do this, you will be happy. If you have more money, you will be happy. Even if you get what we want, we are not happy. Huh? We're a moment happy. Huh? And then the next thought is, I want this, I want that. And it's never ending, Happiness arises in the heart. It's the true nature of the heart. The moment you get into a state where there are no more thoughts, no more memories, you're contented. You don't want anything. You're happy. All what we need, all what we need to do is do meditation, yeah? Chuck out all the thoughts, yeah? And then we are happy. So easy, yet so difficult to do. Because we believe these thoughts. Because they seem so real to us. We believed them for so long, yeah? And that's why we think they are us. Yeah? The moment we chuck them out, yeah? Each time a thought comes, we replace them with the attention on the breath, or we replace it with the attention on the Buddha. And then suddenly there's peace. And you won't forget it. Because that happiness that arises through the peace of mind, yeah, is nothing that you can find in the world. The world doesn't give us this happiness. It gives us the happiness, when we are hungry and we eat, then there's the happiness, of being full, being satisfied. But that lasts only for a moment, Then we want something else. And then we fulfill this, and then we're happy for a moment, And then it wants something else. It constantly wants something. The kilesa is saying, the desire. They constantly want something. And when we are in a state of samadhi, where there are no more thoughts, where there are no more memories, we're just happy, content, peaceful, at peace. And all what we have to do is to kick them out. When a thought comes in, we kick it out, with our attention on the Buddha or with our attention on the breath. So why do we still hang on to these thoughts that make us unhappy? Because they give you the feeling that there is something. We're afraid to lose ourselves. But actually, that is the path to lose ourselves. And to become the real us, to become our really substance. So people get afraid, when the breath stops, and they get afraid to die. When the thoughts stop, they are afraid to die. But there's just this experience, this wonderful experience without any commentator who tells us it's a nice experience or it's not so nice experience. There's just this pure experience without anybody telling us, judging it. Go and get there and see for yourself. That's also the epitaph of the Lord Buddha. Open your eyes and see for yourself. Do it and see it, experience it. We could make our life much easier. First of all, if we want less. What do we need? Food. Clothes. A monk eats once a day. That's enough. And he has 3 robes all year long, 22 years. It's enough. I have a pair of clothes, for changing, for washing, Why do you need all these different clothes, They make you feel like you're another person, It's just like, going to the hairdresser, Then you look in the mirror and think you're a different person. The cheetah is the same. No matter how often you change your car, the driver is always the same. Isn't it? But you've got the feeling, if you're sitting in a new car, you're a new person, Or when you go to the hairdresser, a new person, And we like, Next time you look in the mirror and ask, who are you? Who are you? Looking so strange, It's just a body, it's just a car. This body is not us. That is the fate, it is really a fatal assumption that we are this body. When you wreck your car, you get out of the car, and you buy a new car. You don't die. It's the same with the body. When you get out, when the body dies, who goes out? The owner of the body, and looks for a new body. If he doesn't have enough merit, he goes to hell. And waits, until he can get a new body. It's not us, the cheetah. The cheetah. It's that goes from one body, from one life to the next life, and to the next life, and to the next. That is the important thing, I mean, looking after the car doesn't make the driver of the car driving better. Huh? Looking after the driver of the car keeps the car in better condition. The driver of the car wrecks the car, not the car itself. And the cheetah is the driver of the body. It sits there, it's imprisoned in the body. Only a few people can get out. And then they see, it's not me. And without the body, we don't need airplanes. We can go any place we like. Just a blink of an eye and then we are there. But this body, we have to heap into a car, or into an airplane just to go a little distance, or walk. And cheetah is, it's the eternal traveler, it's the eternal tourist, just like my master told. I mean, it's the eternal tourist, just like we go from one country to another country. We love to go. If we can afford it, we go to another country. We go here, there, look at this, where it's there. Just like the cheetah, goes from one realm to existence to the next realm of existence. But if we don't have enough merit, we can't leave this country, If we don't have enough earnings. So we get stuck in the realm that we are. So the question is, why are we born? Just to waste our time? Fooling around, playing around, eating, drinking, sleeping, working. You do that every day. You wake up, eat something, do something, eat something, sleep. Wake up from the moment you're born until the moment you die. What? No matter how you call this doing something. Sometimes it's working, sometimes it's, playing, sometimes it's this or that. It's always action. Isn't that boring? Not yet. Not yet. Because it always seems different. We always look for a future. We're never in the present moment. Or if I do this, then next month or next week, I can enjoy myself, going to the beach or whatever. Or buy a new dress. We love to go shopping. It gives us the feeling, we can change ourselves. We can change the outside, just like, if you don't like the color of our car, we can give it and paint it in a different color. Does it change the car? Change the appearance. And that is what is important to us, the appearance. That's why we go to the hairdresser, that's why we think nice clothes, and so on. Appearance. But the one who sits in there, it remains always the same, And this one who sits in there is really unhappy, wants to get out, but we don't let him get out. So it's a good question. You should really ask yourself, why are you born? The simple answer is, we are born to die. Sooner or later, The question is, what are we doing with the time that we have as we are alive? Are we wasting it? Killing the time? Texting messages, killing the time? Talking to people, killing the time? Playing games, killing the time? Watching TV, killing time? Most of the time, if you're not really working to earn money, we kill the time. Isn't time something that is really precious for us? Why do we need to kill it? Can't we wait for death? Huh? Can't we wait until we die, to be born again, and killing time again? Huh? It's very bleak, yeah? When we think like that. But nobody tells us to think like that. It's only the Lord Buddha, yeah? And his teachers or his masters, yeah? In the line of the Buddhism. The teachers, look at yourself, don't get stuck in this life. Yeah? How often have you been born? We can't even count it. Not only millions of times, billions. Yeah? We lived on so many different planets. Yeah? Earth is not the only planet. Before that planet, had only 2 generations of Buddha. This planet has 5 generations of Buddhas. And there were planets, who had a very short time. Yeah? There was only one Buddha. Even the Lord Buddha couldn't count the Buddhas before him. So many lives, and we still can't get enough. Huh? One more. Just like playing games, yeah? One more game. Or watching movies, one more movie. It's always one more. And that never ends. So you really should ask yourself the question, what am I doing? Instead of killing the time, what do I do valuable? That gets me out of the hamster wheel. Go and have a look in a zoo and look at the hamster, yeah? He's busy running around, yeah? But he doesn't go anywhere. And that's us. Samsara is the hamster wheel. So think about what you want to do. Yeah? There are lots of options. If you like this hamster wheel, just paint it golden, yeah? Put some nice curtains in it, and then you feel, it's worthwhile. In the meaning, in our sense, it means, if you really want, have a nice hamster wheel, yeah? Do a lot of merit, keep the 5 precepts, not harming any living being, not taking what is not given, yeah? No sexual misconduct, yeah? No lies, yeah? No deception, yeah? No harsh speech, yeah? And no alcohol, no drugs that make us unmindful. Yeah? These are the 5 precepts. If you keep the 5 precepts, we can be born as a human being. If we don't keep them, we go down. The realms down, you all know. Starts with the animal realm, yeah? Goes to the ghost realm, and the hungry ghost, yeah? To the demon realm and the hell realm. And the hell realm is full. Beings, even look at the animal realm. The animal realm is so full of beings, yeah? We are a fraction, yeah? The population of this earth, when you see the population of one of these ant holes, it's pretty much the same. Huh? There's so many animals, yeah? Tiny animals, yeah? Big animals. And they got stuck in there. So we are lucky, we shouldn't waste our time, we shouldn't kill the time, we should make the most out of it. Yeah? So if you don't keep the 5 precepts, that's where we go down. If we keep them, we get the right, to come back as a human being. Yeah? And if you do some merit, if you're generous, you will have a good life, yeah. If you're respectful, people will respect you. Yeah? And if you're grateful for what is given to you, then you can even enter the heavenly realm. So I mean, if you want, if you still don't want to get out of the hamster wheel, I mean, then at least make it nice, yeah? Put some curtains in it so that you don't see outside the bleakness, yeah? And that's the way, to keep the 5 precepts. Be generous, be respectful, and be thankful. Are we grateful to our parents? Asians are much more than the Westerners. Westerners, the parents, they get old, they kick them off into old age homes, yeah? And then once a year they go and visit them. That's not being grateful. Grateful, they looked after us. The parents, yeah? The Lord Buddha said the parents are our arahants. So if you kill our parents, it just is as much as worse, as killing the Buddha or killing an arahant. So the parents, our parents, look after them. They looked after us for 20 years. If you have children, you know it, yeah? How can we not be grateful? They taught us what we know. They gave us what we have. So being grateful, but not only to our parents, also the teachers in the school. Yeah? Also, also our employer, yeah? Our boss. He gives us a job that we can live on. Huh? We're not being grateful. Why not being grateful for the things that are given to us? Yeah? I thought I said that just a few moments ago. Being grateful for what is given to us. Yeah? Be it work, be it a house, be it an apartment, yeah? Be it food. Yeah? The person doesn't have to sell us the food. Well, he wants it, so in most cases. And be aware of the karma that you're doing. Every action, every word that you say or that you do will come back to you. That is very scary. Karma is that. When you look at what goes from one life to the next, it's karma. Karma that forms the identity, that forms what we think is us. Yeah? But as you have noticed, you can change your character in your time. Yeah? You can be a very nasty person, when you're young, and then you suddenly get wiser and say, oh, that's not a good way, and then you change it. So we can change these things. Yeah? We can change our characters over time. People, generous people, who were generous in their very last lives, they can become very stingy, very greedy. Yeah? And greedy people can become very generous. So things are changing. And karma, so you should be careful. Yeah? Just do the things that you want others. Yeah? We all have the saying, and I'm sure in Malaysia as well. Don't do unto others what you don't want others to do unto you. Because whatever happens to you is what you have done unto others. Nobody tells us the second part. Whatever happens to us, whatever, in this life is what we have done unto others. No exception. So, you can see what kind of person you were in your last life. Very easy to see. Because only the things come back to you that you have done unto others. If you're treated well, that means you have treated persons well. If you're treated badly, that means you have treated people badly. If you're robbed, that means you have robbed people. Yeah? If you're attacked, that means you have attacked people. Very simple. And because it's so simple, it can be very scary. But on the other hand, if we start ourselves, training ourselves to become good people, we don't need to be afraid of anything. Only good things will come back to us. Wonderful. We like, if people are friendly towards us. Yeah? So if you like that, so we start to be friendly towards other people. Yeah? If you like, if people give us things, then we start to give things. Because there's nothing free in this world. Yeah? Even if you think you win in the lottery, it is not, it's not free. You have worked very hard for it in the last lives. If your aunt or if your father, if you inherit some money from your father or aunt, it's not free. You only get what you give. There's no good luck. We call it good luck, yeah? But it's good karma. We should call it good karma. And if it's bad luck, we should call it bad karma. Yeah? To remind ourselves it's our own doing. And don't deprive yourself of the happiness. Go, yeah? Train yourself into samadhi, go and kick out all these thoughts. Huh? And you still can't do it after all this time? Oh. It's so difficult. They come creeping in, they constantly convince us, this is important, this is important, this is important. No, Buddha is important, the breath is important, that's what is important. Don't deprive yourself of the happiness that is your mainstay. Yeah? Kick them out. Yeah? Be ruthless. Yeah? Don't allow them in. Yeah? Don't allow them in. If you're at your house, and you see some nasty gangsters, waiting outside, knocking on the door, wanting to come in, you don't open the door. Don't open your heart to all the thoughts and the memories that come in. No? Chuck them out. Say, go. In meditation we don't say go, we just say Buddha, 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 Buddha. Yeah? That's how we chuck them out. We don't let them in our heart. Our heart is something that is very precious. We have to protect it. Yeah? Just like you protect your house. Yeah? You don't like thieves, you don't invite thieves to come in. You don't like, gangsters or hooligans to come into your house. Yeah? You keep them out. So we have to protect this heart, keep them, from these thoughts. Yeah? But they are very clever, So it's very important, if you don't do this, you die. Or you lose out. Yeah? It's all lies. They are constantly lying to us. They promise us everything. Yeah? They promise us happiness. Yeah? If you do this, you will become happy. Don't you know this song? Yes, all of us know these songs. Yeah? And then we do it, and we're still not happy. So they lie to us. And when we watch them, they lie to us all the time. Yeah? And we still believe them. Yeah? We still believe them. We start to disbelieve them. But we still, maybe, maybe they're right. It's so difficult. Don't worry about it, it takes it's a long training, yeah? It's a long training, yeah? You won't get, won't get, very fast to anywhere if you don't have that karma. If you practice in your last life, your last lives, then it is pretty fast. But otherwise, it is very hard work. Yeah? So don't get discouraged. Yeah? Just go and practice. Yeah? Sooner or later, it'll start. Yeah, remember when you start to learn to walk, yeah? After 3 days you didn't give up, huh? You tried to get up, you fell on your nose, you were bleeding, or fell on your knees, yeah? Did you give up? No. You all can walk, yeah? I mean, you all walk through this door. That means you didn't give up, yeah? Talking the same thing. And practicing is the same thing. It is really a physical, mental, physical training. We just return back to the Buddha, just like, the young child starts to get up, yeah? And then we start to stay with the Buddha, just like the child tries to stay on its feet, yeah? Then it falls over, yeah? And then and then it cries, "Mommy, I cannot walk." No, we get up again. The moment, the pain is gone, we get up again, we try again. And that is the same thing with practice. Yeah? The moment the mind goes out, the cheetah goes out, about this thought and memory, we just pull it back, okay. And then it goes out again, and then we pull it back, and then we pull it back, and we pull it back. And that's where we need our determination and effort, just pulling it back. We cannot blame the cheetah, for constantly going out. Yeah? We cannot get discouraged, yeah? Because we let it always run around, yeah? Just like, if you have children and always let them do what they want, I mean, after 5 or 10 years you can't train them anymore. They won't listen. Yeah? Just like our kilesas won't listen to us anymore. Yeah? So we have to force them, we have to rein them in. Yeah? That means, pulling it back. Yeah? Always go back to the Buddha, always go back to the breath. And sooner or later, yeah, it will happen, the thoughts will stop. And then you will see, the cheetah becoming very light, very bright. Yeah? And happiness is there, or content, or peaceful, whatever. And we don't have to spend a dime. It doesn't cost us any money. We cannot buy happiness. Even if we have millions or billions of dollars, I mean, you can't look at the people. I mean, they're worried constantly that they're losing their money. That's not happiness. They can buy whatever they want, but they're not happy. Watch them closely. If you know somebody, ask them, are you happy? They don't even know what happiness is. They're only worried about their money, increasing their money or not losing their money. That's what they're worried about. I mean, how can you be happy if you're worried? Think about, it doesn't matter if you worry about money, if you worry about your children. Can you be happy? No, of course not. So, but when thoughts and memory stops, you will be automatically happy. Because there's no worries, there's no fear, there's no tomorrow, and there's no yesterday. There's just this present moment, this present experience. And all what you need to do is always bring the mind back to the Buddha. Always bring it back. So for today, just like I started out, think, I really encourage you, think about what you want to do with your life. Now that you're born, what do you want to do with the rest of your life? You want to kill your time and wait until you die? Or you want to do something that is more meaningful? I mean, look at you have the chance, at least you're interested in Buddhism. You have the chance, at least to go in the right direction, to send your life that you still have in the right direction. Going a step further. That is your chance. You have the interest, and this interest is coming from previous lives where you did it. So don't waste your time. It's not worthwhile, to acquire all these material things. Yeah? I mean, you can't take them with you. The money, you can't take it with you. All your family, you can't take it with you. What you can take with you is the bad karma and the good karma. That's what you take. So, just Just be reminded of that. Yeah? Think about, you have a few days time. Yeah? Think about it, what is important in my life? Yeah? What do I want to do with the rest of my life? At least go in the right direction. If you manage to go there, we don't know how long it takes. Yeah? But at least go in the right direction, that aim that you take, follow that aim. Yeah? Follow that goal. Yeah? If you want to be born as a human being again, keep the 5 precepts, and do good. So it was a short introductory talk, yes, so now you can ask questions if you have any. Or do you want to get up to the toilet first? You want a short break? Okay, then have a short break.